What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heresy Financial. My name is Joe Brown. A few days ago, we received a shocking revelation from the London Bullion Market Association, LBMA. They announced that they had accidentally been overstating the amount of silver they had in their vaults by 3,300 tons of silver. Convenient. And so we're going to look at number one, what does this mean? And number two, what you can do to help the squeeze. Ready? Let's dive in. The LBMA vaults are operated by a handful of banks, including the stellar and well-loved, highly reputable bank JP Morgan. They've never had any run-ins with regulators on manipulating prices or doing anything fishy or shady with precious metals. So it should come as no shock, this news, especially in light of the time in which it happened. This alteration of the amount of silver that they've actually had in their vaults is specifically about the amount of silver that they had at the end of March. They had previously claimed that the amount of silver had risen by 11% in March, which would have been an increase of about 3,863 tons. And then a couple of days ago, they retracted this, calling it a data submission error, correcting the total amount from 38,800 tons to 35,500 tons. So instead of their holdings increasing by a record 11%, they increased by a measly 1.6%. Now look, I'm not claiming fraud. I'm not claiming malice or intentional deception here because, to be honest, it doesn't matter. Incompetence can have the exact same results as intentional deception or malice, which means that I don't need to concern myself with wondering whether they did this on purpose. The results are the same. During a time period where many people were looking at the numbers and thinking, hey, there's not enough silver out there to meet the future demand, so I want to get my hands on it, a report came out that said, whoa, there's plenty of silver. You don't have to worry about buying so much right now. There's plenty of silver. And now it comes out that that report was incorrect. At best, this means that everybody who's been buying silver was right, and prices should soon adjust accordingly. Either way, it confirms the fact that silver supply is probably not enough to keep up with the current pace of demand. When I say silver supply, I mean real silver. There's no limit to how much paper silver can be created, because I can sell you paper silver and just say, hey, at any time you can call in on this contract, and then I'll have to go find silver and get it for you. That's called a naked short. It's getting cash for something that you're selling without actually having the physical thing to deliver. You're just promising that if they request that that be delivered, you're going to have to go out to the market and get it for them. That's not what I'm talking about, and I'm also not talking about an ETF like SLV, because quite honestly, there are a lot of legal loopholes, especially with their recently updated prospectus, that allow shenanigans like this to happen within the ETF. So it's possible in a squeeze, they don't have all the silver they say they do, which means that the conclusion is this: vaults and banks can lie all they want. If that's what's happening, if it's intentional, they can lie all they want about how much silver they have. But what they can't do is print physical silver out of thin air. It does no good to buy paper silver, to buy derivatives, to buy ETFs, but what you can do is buy the actual hard metal. And the more that people do this, the more we'll probably see some shady behavior coming out of the big boys who are trying to keep the price suppressed so they can get themselves out of the naked shorts that they have. But if we all just keep on buying coins and bars, there's nothing that they can do because the paper has no effect. And quite honestly, the more price is suppressed, and the more prices are manipulated downwards, the greater the opportunity for everybody to buy the physical, because that means you're literally, inherently, by definition, buying it at a discount. And once all the physical silver supply is dried up, it can be next to impossible to get your hands on any new physical silver until the price increases enough to the point where people who hold it are willing to sell it again. Because if all of the physical silver is dried up at $25, there's none at $30, there's none available, nobody's selling at $35. Nobody cares about paper, everybody's looking for the physical, especially companies that use silver in their products, like electronics. You can't do anything with paper, you need the physical. So the only way then to source physical silver will be for the price to increase upwards. And so when I saw this news, I immediately bought more silver. I've been buying silver, but when shenanigans like this are going on, it screams discount. Because in the end, manipulation always fails. It's like holding a balloon underwater. At some point, even if the balloon pops, that air must come back up to the surface. And so with the recent price action here and all the shenanigans going on, I'm extremely bullish on silver still. I'm still buying more and more, and we're starting also to see a fantastic technical setup on the chart as well. And I'm just a guy on YouTube, so don't take this as financial advice. Do your own research, make your own decisions. It's just my opinion. As always, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.